Generally, if you ask anybody what they want, one common answer is they want happiness. Or some people call peace of mind. The opposite of that is tension, stress, worry, anxiety, anger, sadness, too much thinking. And that stress creates not only disturbed state of mind, but also it produces many illnesses in the body. Anxiety, depression, blood pressure, blood sugar, almost every illness is known to be either caused by or aggravated by stress. So the question is how to deal with stress, how to find that peace of mind. One of the ways we try to do it is to try to find the cause of the stress. There may be problem in work, in money, in relationship, in health, in business, in stock market, whatever it may be. So we say, this is the cause of our stress. And so we try to find a solution. We try to solve this problem, that problem, relationship problem, financial problem. We go to the doctor, go to the lawyer, go to the accountant, work harder. And yes, there is some relief when we find some solution to some problem. We feel a little bit better. But again, some other problem crops up in the same area or in a different area. And that problem again stresses us, causes turmoil. Like this, from one issue to another issue, we remain constantly in stress. Another solution people suggest is to divert the mind. Take a holiday, forget your problem, chant some mantra, go to the movies, and try to divert your mind from the issue. This is also very, very temporary and ineffective, because very soon again the mind starts bringing back the same old issues, and again you are in stress. So, if solving the problem is not the solution, if diverting the mind is not the solution, then what is the solution? The solution is very, very simple. In fact, it is so simple that it is there within us all the time. And we actually know this truth. And what is this? There are some steps to this process. The first step is to realize that the cause of stress is not outside, it is not in the situation, it is not in the external problem, but the cause of the stress is how we individually we perceive, how we see it, and how we react to it. Given the same circumstances, 5 different human beings will look at it in 5 completely different ways and react to it accordingly. The way we see it, the way we react to it, that is the stress. So stress is not outside, but something that is going on inside of us. This is very, very important first step to realize. The second step is to see that all this perception and reaction is happening within the mind. The mind is sort of programmed to see things in a specific way and to react in a specific way. It is almost as if we don't really have control on our mind. The mind automatically becomes anxious or angry or gets hurt, becomes sad. And we really don't have control on it. So then the question is, if our mental state, our mind perception and reaction is the problem, is the cause of the stress, and if we don't have control on it, so how at all are we going to find some freedom from this? How are we going to find that peace of mind? The answer to that is actually very, very simple. And that is that we have got to observe that the mind is not us. That the mind is an organ or a function of us. Your heart is beating, it is circulating the blood, the lungs are taking in and pumping out the air. Your stomach is doing digestive function. Similarly, the mind has basically two functions, thinking and feeling. To think thoughts, what to do, how to go from point A to point B, which company to invest, which career to choose. These are thoughts. And then there are feelings. Anger is there, anxiety is there, grief is there, fear is there. So the mind all the time, non-stop, it is creating thoughts and emotions. That is its very role, its very function. And these thoughts and emotions are very important, because if we don't think, how will we function? If we don't have any fear, how will we survive? You will cross the street when a car is coming full speed on you. You have no fear. It is fear that keeps you alive. So all these emotions and thoughts have the function for your survival. They are important. But the problem is, when we start identifying with the mind, when we say that is all we are, and there is nothing beyond. It is like saying, I am my stomach, I am my heart, I am my lung. We don't say that. But with the mind we do it. And so, we go up and down with the mind. We are in turmoil all the time, because thoughts and feelings are coming, going, going. And we are going with them all the time. A thought takes you there, an emotion takes you there. You are rushing from here to there with your thoughts and your feelings. They are in control of you. There is, however, one moment in our day when we tell ourselves, enough. I don't want to think. I don't want to feel. Whatever I think and feel, I will do it another time. Now enough. And that moment is the moment of sleep, when you decide to fall to sleep. At that moment, when you say, now I have to sleep, what do? Just think. If your mind is active, thinking this, thinking that, feeling this, feeling that, and you allow yourself to go with that thinking and feeling, you allow yourself to give energy to that thought and to that feeling, you will never sleep. You will be awake for years together. But what do? You tell yourself, enough. Now, I will think tomorrow. I will solve this issue tomorrow. I will feel this anger tomorrow. Now, I will take distance from my mind. Now I will not be involved. Now I will not give energy to that thought and to that emotion. Let the mind do it what it wants, but I am not going to be there. And the moment you do that, then and only then can you fall asleep. What does the mind do? The moment you say, listen, it's enough. I don't want to give attention to you anymore. The mind becomes quiet. The mind switches off. The mind does not function anymore. And then what do you experience? When the mind doesn't function, you experience only silence, only peace. Because that silence and that peace is what is permanent, is what is always there. It is ever present. The mind wakes up, does its function, makes a lot of noise, and then at the moment of sleep, it is gone, it disappears. It is not permanent. It is only temporary, transient, coming and going. But behind that mind, behind the lung, behind the stomach, behind the heart, behind all these things that function in you, there is something permanent. There is something that does not stop and start. And that what is permanent is silence, is peace. And that is ever present. And that peace and silence, it has no name. It has no identity. Your name and your identity, I am so and so, I have this role in the world, I am an important person, I am like this or like that, I am a good or I am a bad. All these different attributes that you put to yourself, they are also your thoughts. They are your ideas. They are in your mind. Your mind says, you are this name, you are this position, you are this relationship. And all these various things you say, I am a father, I am a businessman, my name is like this, my bank balance is so much. These are all thoughts and ideas only coming in your mind. The moment you are in deep sleep, who are you? What is your name? Where is your body? Even I have this body also disappears when you are in sleep. In deep sleep, there is no mind, no identity, no ego, no body consciousness. There is only silence, only peace. And that peace has no name, no form. It is not that you feel the peace. There is no you to feel it. There is only peace. That peace, that silence has no name, no form, no beginning, no end, no mind, no body. It has no birth, no death, no time, no space. It is just there. And that impermanent, that permanent, that long-lasting, that silence is who you really are. It is the false identification with your mind that causes stress. The moment you say, I am awake, now I am like this, I am like that, I am this big person, and now they are insulting me, and now they are pulling, and now they are doing, I, this identification with I, this identity, that is the cause of the stress. The moment you take yourself away from the mind, the moment you take away yourself from this identity, from this name and this form, the moment you dissolve into that silence, who you really are, then there is no stress anymore. And why we should do only when we are asleep? We do it every day. We are meditating every day, but only in sleep. To experience that state when you are awake, that is true meditation. Meditation means to be in deep sleep while you are fully awake. And what means to be in deep sleep? That means to be disconnected with your mind and body consciousness, and to be dissolved in pure silence and peace. This is true meditation. And that is the only solution to stress, the only long-lasting solution. Everything else, trying to do this or do that, temporary. The mind is very important to fulfill your functions, but it should be only used for that. When you need it, use it. Your stomach cannot be digesting all the time. Only when you eat it should digest. At other time, it should be at rest, at peace. It doesn't have to work all the time. Similarly, slowly a situation will come when the mind is only used when it is required. At other times, you are staying in, resting in, lying in your own silence. So this state doesn't have to be practiced for half an hour a day. It can become continuous. Now, how to start? This is the thing. How to get in touch with that silence? That's what we will do today. So the technique is very simple. You've got to find comfortable position. See that you are physically comfortable. If you are not comfortable on the floor, there are chairs available. You can use them, no problem, but you need to be comfortable. Your physical discomfort is not recommended. Be totally comfortable. We don't want you meditating on your aches and pains. Then, what we do is, we simply focus on our breathing. We start with breathing. What you are doing is, you are just observing your breathing. You don't have to make it fast or slow or deep or shallow. All you have to do is to watch it. So let's do that. As you watch your breathing, where is the air coming in from? Where does it go? What happens to the lungs? Is it expanding, contracting? What happens in your belly when you breathe? What happens in your head and chest? Just watch the process of breathing. AC kar. Observe the sensation around your nostrils as you breathe, the warm air going in, which nostril the air is going in from, which one it is coming out of. You don't have to do anything, just witnessing, watching. This is the most important step. The moment you become a witness, you become an observer. It is the first step towards silence. If there are any thoughts in your mind or emotions that come up, and they will come, some thoughts will come, some emotions will come, you just need to watch it, just like you're watching your breathing. Just watch it, allow it to come and to go. You don't have to do anything about it. Become a passive witness. Don't participate, just watch. If there are any sensations from the body, any pains, any aches, any painful or any pleasurable sense, anything that is there, just observe it and let it go. You don't have to think about it, feel about it, just looking at it, watching. Oh, this is the sensation. Okay, this is the thought. This is how my breath is. Just watching it, that's all. You're just being present right now in this moment. There is no past, no future, just this moment. You are present and you are aware. That's all that is needed. Just watch. Watch your breathing. If there are thoughts and emotions, watch them. Anything physical, symptom, sensation, watch it. And just be in the quiet, silent awareness. Watch your breathing now. You find that your breathing probably has become somewhat slower, somewhat softer. Quieter. See if there are any thoughts or emotions coming up. If they are, just like you were watching your breath come and go, very similarly, watch the thoughts and emotions just come and go, and you remain totally in silence. experience how, as you watch and you don't react, the thoughts and the emotions also go down in frequency and in intensity. Slowly your mind also becomes somewhat quieter. The mind makes its own noise, but you can take distance. Watch it like a movie rather than be a part of the scene. Experience the silence within you and go into that silence. Just become a part of it. You almost feel like you are in deep sleep. Just remain in this silence. Just stay in the silence. Now slowly reorient yourself to where you are, the room you are sitting in. To the building the room is in, to the street noises outside, to what you have to do today, and slowly your eyes will open. Let them open slowly. When your eyes open, retain the same position and become aware of the outside world, but also experience that same silence inside you. You will observe that you don't react so much as you did before. Your mind is not so restless. And that you are in touch with inner silence. That silence is real you. Meditation does not mean that you have to do something. Meditation is simply being who you really are. Which is peace, which is awareness. Which is truth. So, you can do this for half an hour a day. Some CDs are available which they will give you. which will help you. But slowly, this process should become continuous. It's not only you're sitting and doing something, but while you are awake, facing problems, having stressful situations, while the mind is undergoing stress, if you can distance yourself at the same time, then the impact of whatever is happening is far, far less. And very soon they pass away, and you can go back into this peaceful state, who you really are.